There are so many treasures here at Grace Cathedral in San Francisco. We have extraordinary sculptures and stained glass windows. The architecture of the place is amazing. We have liturgical pieces that are extraordinary that go back hundreds of years. We have an altar that's centuries old. But one of my favorite things that we have here is what we call the resurrection tapestry. We think that it was woven sometime in the early part of the 16th century, so maybe around the year 1520. So this tapestry is older than Protestantism. So there was no such thing as any kind of Protestant church in the century before this tapestry was woven. And in its extraordinary piece of art, the number of threads per square inch is fantastic. It means that you can see, a human hair woven into the images of the people who are in it. And also it uses beautiful gold thread too, which is just extraordinary. It took, we imagine, 70 person years in order to produce this. But even more extraordinary than the antiquity or the materials with which it was made is the subject matter of the tapestry itself. You'll notice on the top left-hand corner, there's an image of St. Peter. He's praying in the corner. He's outside of a cave. Peter betrayed his best friend, Jesus. When Jesus was going to be crucified, people came to Peter and said, "Aren't you friends with that guy?" And Peter 3 times denied Jesus. And by the time the cock crowed, he realized what he had done. He was heartbroken and heartsick, and he went off feeling miserable and depressed. So that's the first scene. The second scene is this one, it's in the center, where Jesus in his resurrected self comes and greets Peter and forgives him. And it really is an extraordinary moment. Forgiveness is one of the most difficult things for us as human beings. Of all the things that people come to talk to me about and pastorally, forgiveness is the one that I hear about the most. It's hard for us to forgive. It's hard for us to be forgiven. And forgiveness doesn't mean saying that what the person did to you was okay or wasn't wrong. Forgiveness doesn't mean that you have to be closely connected to that person. You may continue to be closely connected, but you may not be. What forgiveness really means is being able to leave the past in the past. It's tremendously difficult, but my faith is something that really helps me to be able to be successful at this, to move on, to not let things that happened in the past ruin what's possible for the future. I pray that whatever forgiveness you're working on in your personal life, I pray that you will find reservoirs of strength, that God will bless you with the ability to forgive and to be forgiven. And I hope that when you're in San Francisco, you'll be able to come and see some of these treasures for yourself. My name is Malcolm Clemens Young. I'm the Dean of Grace Cathedral in San Francisco, California. Thanks for watching More Good News.